Hello everyone. Today is Monday, August 19th, 2024. The time is 12:20 p.m. Eastern and the temperature is 17 degrees Celsius in Port Stanley, Ontario. Yes, everyone, we are in Canada doing a live stream today from the shores of Lake Erie in a small beach town called Port Stanley. Let's go have a look. We have Sebastian with us and Juanita. Hello, Sebastian and Juanita. Welcome. We are in Canada today at a small beach town. It's called Port Stanley, Ontario. It's like 2 hours outside of Toronto on Lake Erie. So we see the flags of Canada. And then the red one is Ontario. Blue and white one, not sure. Maybe Port Stanley. Juanita is excited. And we have Apple Intelligence. Hello to Apple Intelligence. Welcome, Apple. I think I've seen you in some other live streams before. So welcome to West Coast Walker channel. And we're in Canada today, just outside of Toronto at Port Stanley. Well, not just outside of Toronto, we're about 2 hours outside of Toronto. As you can see, it's a beautiful beach here on Lake Erie. The water is very calm today. The weather is pretty cool. And we have Jazz with us. Hello to Jazz. Welcome from Port Stanley, Ontario, Canada. And also Addie Love is here. We have Robert with us. Welcome home, West Coast Walker. Yeah, I am in, you're happy and blessed today. I'm very blessed. I got to spend time with my family who lives close to Port Stanley here. This is kind of the beach that I always came to as a kid. And actually as a kid, we used to hitchhike here, if you can believe that. When I was in high school, we used to hitchhike to Port Stanley back in the 90s when hitchhiking was, you know, safe and acceptable. And you can see, like, today is just, you know, what is it, a Monday, and it's a weekday. Like, I mean, so there's not going to be that many people here, but on Saturday, Sunday, this place is absolutely packed in the summer. Today is a nice cooler day. It's only 17 Celsius or 63, I think, Fahrenheit. And we have Blue True in the house. Welcome to Blue True. Nice to see you. We are in Ontario today on the shores of Lake Erie. And as you can see, Lake Erie, being one of the Great Lakes, is just massive. I mean, it looks almost like an ocean. You can see in the distance we've got the cliffs, or the clay banks we call them here, of Port Stanley. So it's not quite Pacifica, California, but it's nice here still, you know what I mean? Sebastian asking if I'm going to stream Saturday. I think so, yes. I would like to do a stream. I know that Henry will be streaming all day. And so, you know, I'll see if I can squeeze a stream in. This building we're looking at is called Mackey's. It's, you know, a nice, famous, pretty famous eatery around here where you can get fries and burgers and hot dogs and all that stuff. And they're famous for their French fry sauce. We've got other very nice buildings around here, as well as some smaller homes and older ones. And you can get ice cream from this shack when it's open, but I'm not sure if it's open right now. Go a walk through the historic town here. Nice view, right, Jazz? We'll come back to the beach in a little bit after we explore this beach town, which kind of reminds me of Pacifica in a way. Thanks for reminding everyone, Juanita, for clicking that like button. Yes, the buildings are colorful around here. And it totally has that cute beach town feel that you'd feel in many places in the States as well. Not just California, but even eastern beach towns like in Cape Cod and stuff. They kind of have this feel. As you can see, a very nice collection of beach homes right there. It's like Port Stanley's version of the Painted Ladies almost right there. Yes, welcome to Port Stanley, Addie. And I don't know, I know you're from the Toronto area. Have you ever been to Port Stanley before?
That's the outside bar.
And we have Modano with us. Welcome, Modano. Nice to see you. Saw you in the premiere earlier as well. We're in Port Stanley, Ontario. Not sure if you've ever been here before. It's a very sort of picturesque beach town, as I'm just gonna do one thing real quick here. My backpack's a little heavy, so I'm gonna put that away for now. Okay. Yeah, you haven't been here. It does look nice. A lot of people from Toronto have started moving here because, you know, it's cheaper and it's a very nice town to like retire in. As you see, a little parkette there. Kids can play at. You can just relax and read a book there. These houses look pretty new. They weren't here when I was growing up. They would probably be quite expensive. Asking, how is Henry and the TTT group? Say hi for us later. Yep. It is peaceful looking. Yep. I mean, it gets very busy here on the weekends. But, you know, on a Monday afternoon in mid to late August, not really. This is a famous bar slash restaurant called GT's. So you can come here, have drinks, burgers, sit outside on the patio. Yeah, these look exactly like beach homes, right? I mean, they've got the beautiful balconies. I mean, I imagine they could be condos where each floor is a different apartment, because they've got 3 balconies there. So I'm not sure if these are single family or divided into triple condos. But, and they look pretty new. But I love how they're all like sort of, they're all the same design, but they're slightly different colors, so. But I could totally see myself hanging out on that top balcony up there and enjoying the summer weather. In the winter, it's pretty, you know, quiet around here. But in the summertime, it's rocking and rolling. Some more nice homes here. Very modern style design. These are single family. Apple, you went to Lake Ontario before about a year ago? Yeah. Also one of the Great Lakes. Toronto is on Lake Ontario. These look pretty new too. Looks like this street is a lot more developed than when I was growing up and coming here. Juanita's on double mod duty. Is CPAN having a live or a premiere right now? That's okay. I often watch two private property here, so looks like this sort of housing complex is. And it's sort of a gated thing. He's live. Watch CPAN as well. Jazz and Juanita are both mods for CPAN. Yep, you can multitask. Oh, this is kind of like just the residential area. This is like a new subring. Doesn't say anything about buffering on my screen, which is strange because usually Prism will tell you. Hey Juanita, are we back? Main Street. Okay, cool. It never said that I was buffering on my Prism screen, which is unusual because usually they'll tell me. Yeah, I'll head back to a more reliable area, I think. We are kind of out on the outskirts, slightly buffering on and off. That's strange. both good, Apple? Thank you. We'll head back towards the beach and the main street. Ideally, we won't have any buffering issues over there. Volume distortion for a few minutes. Yeah, it's very peaceful here, maybe, but I'm surprised that there's bad signal. I mean, there are some cliffs over there, but those shouldn't really be. You can see there's a house perched up there. But I don't know if those are affecting the signal or not. But I'm surprised Prism isn't saying anything about Yeah, I agree, Apple, but thing is, like, the app isn't telling me that there's a bad connection, because usually, like, it'll say at the top you have an unstable connection. It'll give like a red dot thingy, but wasn't really saying anything there, so I'm not sure why Prism isn't notifying me of that. 90% better? Okay. So we have a store there selling gifts and whatnot. That's a surf shop, Cosmania. Sometimes it might not recognize it, yeah. I should double check my settings, make sure everything is on, but ping, says Evan Flynn. Hello, Evan. Thank you for the ping, Evan. Let me know how the latency is. Today we're in Port Stanley, Ontario, which is not far from where I grew up. Why am I there in Canada, says Roses Bloom. Hi, Roses Bloom. Roses in Bloom. Nice to see you. Today I'm in Canada because, well, my family lives in Canada. I came to visit them. And there's also a big Triple T meetup in Toronto next week. So, hope to be there for that. I plan on being there for that. So, welcome. What cellular carrier? Well, it just picks whatever carrier here in Canada is closest. I'm not sure if it's Rogers or Bell. Am I a breakfast person? Yeah, I'll eat breakfast. Today I had a bagel from Tim Hortons, actually. And Port Stanley, are you close to Barrie? Where is Port Stanley? Port Stanley is on Lake Erie, so close to like St. Thomas in London. Not that close to Barrie. We're pretty far from Barrie. Yes, Dave, and I did have, welcome Dave, and I did have Tim Hortons coffee this morning. Oh, you're in Alabama, Roses? Yeah, I grew up here, not in Port Stanley, but the next town over. And so this is where I would always come in the summer. And I think I mentioned that we used to actually hitchhike here when we were kids. You could just walk over to the highway, and it's not like a major highway, it's like a sort of a county road, and just stick your thumb out and someone would pick you up. you know, quarter of the percent of the time you might even know the person who picked you up. And they drive you to Port Stanley. Is it more north, Appleton? Port Stanley is not that far north. It's southwest of Toronto. This is called southwestern Ontario, this part of Ontario. It's got an old school bar here. And then we've got these little beach houses here. In fact, this little pink one is for sale. Yes, very fun childhood memories. It was fun growing up in this area. Did you guys get the notifications for my live stream? I know some people haven't been getting them. Little barber shop there. It's a cool looking barber shop. Evan's been to Alabama. It showed up in your feed. Jazz got it, that's good. Juanita too, thank you. You actually moved to Toronto over a year ago, says Apple Intelligence. Cool. And how you liking Toronto? Addies love having trouble with Nightbot, maybe? It's alright, yeah. A lot of traffic in Toronto, right? And we have Harjot. Welcome, Harjot. Nice to see you. Harjot, I believe, lives in Toronto as well, so hope you're enjoying your day there. And you missed the place where you were before, Apple. Where was that, if you don't mind telling us? Now, one thing about these beach towns is there's not really a lot of stores and stuff. Got this main convenience store. You really like to do a lot of shopping, especially for food. You're not going to find a lot. Calgary, cool. Got some sort of this is called Veterans Park. Oh, is there Alberta wildfires? Yeah. Every year there seems to be more and more wildfires. Branch 410. This could be the, oh, there's a US flag here. That's cool. We're in Canada today. There's an American flag on this building. and it's the Royal Canadian Legion. So this building is the Royal Canadian Legion, which would be similar to sort of the VFW in the States. It's kind of like a clubhouse for veterans. Yeah, it is too bad about the wildfires. What's a fun or funny childhood memory there? Oh, we've had lots of memories. One time I got sort of stranded because we couldn't get anybody to pick us up from hitchhike. Like, we tried to hitchhike and it wasn't working, so we ended up sleeping on the beach, me and my buddy. And when we woke up in the morning, it was absolutely freezing. Like, I don't think people understand how cold it is right at dawn. And so, yeah, we were scrambling. But a lot of the times, it was just fun here. One summer, I probably hitchhiked here like 40 times. Do you like iPhones and iOS? I think iPhones are amazing, but I tend to use Android because I feel like it works for me a little bit better. You've been to Gravenhurst? Okay, I've never been there. Yeah, that's one of lots of memories that I've had here. And Dave asking, when did I arrive in Port Stanley? Just around noon. It's only about a 15-minute drive from where my dad lives, which is in St. Thomas, Ontario. I think this is just a big parking lot here. And so I figured I'd come here and do some live streaming and maybe make a video later too. San Francisco can be freezing too. I wouldn't recommend sleeping on that beach either. Let me know if it buffers or anything, because the app isn't telling me. This looks like a little cute street. Let's go check it out. Very small, narrow street. Got a house there with some colorful stuff on the windows. This place is for sale. You can see some of these are very small homes, and some of them are a lot bigger. So it's an interesting mix here. So far so good, thank you. Jazz says we love cute streets. Yeah, so do I. These homes look a bit older. Probably like the 50s or something they were built. In Canada, we have these post office box thingies, so they don't actually deliver the mail to your door anymore. They just put it in that post office box, and then everyone in the neighborhood has to go there and get their mail. So that's how they save money. Do they have any apple trees there? Do they have any apple trees in Ontario? Absolutely. Like a gigantic amount of apple trees. This is apple country for sure. But I don't know if there's any. People might have apple trees in their backyard for sure. And there's definitely a lot of apple farms. And we have our buddy Coleslaw with us. Welcome, Coleslaw from the Bay Area in San Francisco. I'm really far from there today. I'm over at Lake Erie, Port Stanley, Ontario. Nice to see you, Cole. You're liking the blue sweatshirt. Thank you, sir. It's 60 something Fahrenheit today, 17 Celsius it said on my phone. So not a super hot day for August. I mean, it gets much hotter here. And there is like a nice breeze here in this calm city, which I guess it's kind of like Pacifica. It's kind of like Half Moon Bay too. Doesn't have quite like the amount of hills and mountains that you see over in NorCal, but there are some cliffs and whatnot. As we reach Lotus Lane. Yeah, maybe Monterey. I've only driven through Monterey. Yeah, it reminds me of Half Moon Bay. It kind of does, right? Where are you guys going for dinner, Rob? Home or out? I don't know. It's not quite dinner time yet. I might eat right here at this Mackey's place. This is a famous place for burgers and fries and other good food, hot dogs and whatnot. So that's where I might have some lunch. Fortunately, I forgot the tripod part to my Moza, so I'll have to figure out, if I do eat, I'll have to figure out a way to perch the gimbal somehow. That's a good idea, Cole. And as you can see, it's not that busy today here, but on the weekends, this place is just packed with cars. All these parking lots are full. And then people are just filling this street with cars too. This roundabout is just usually packed, so it'll take like 10-15 minutes to get around into the city. Port Stanley, this place is called Lake Erie, but it doesn't look eerie at all. Yeah, exactly. The atmosphere has your name all over it, Jazz. Nice. Beef brisket and lots of apple juice. Yeah, that sounds delicious. It's lottery midday. WDYM by that. This area is beautiful. I'll take you over to the pier, even though I don't like walking in sand. I'll do it for a short walk here. And you can see how calm the water is. Very little wave action. Sometimes you do get big waves on Lake Erie, but not today. Exactly, Cole, a quicksand walk. Hopefully I don't run into quicksand. They do have lifeguards here, just like at Baywatch. Very peaceful, Jazz. Henry's joined the chat before, Dave. Sometimes people just watch and don't necessarily chat, but Henry's one of the mods of this channel. Let me walk up this little sand dune here. You want to make a giant monster foot and place some footprints in the sand with it. So now we're on the pier, the Port Stanley pier. Pacifica also has a very large pier, if you guys remember that. This one leads to a lighthouse at the end. And as you can see, it is a picturesque day here in Port Stanley. Nice cool breeze coming in. Beautiful park area where anyone can just sit, have a nice little picnic, sunbathe, read a book, and enjoy life. Oh, it was great, Addie. Yes, I did go for 3 hours. And a lot of it was just standing around, not much walking in Pacifica, so it wasn't that hard to do. Not like some people who walk continuously for like 6 hours. I don't have that energy. Henry makes it look easy, but it's not that easy. But you guys could see yourself hanging out here on a nice Sunday afternoon and enjoying beach life. Oh, you're very welcome, Cole. Thank you for the witty wordplay. Come to Whitby, Canada. It's huge. They put on a Disneyland here. I didn't know that, Dave. That's cool. I've heard of Whitby. As you can see, some sort of... See, they do have some elevation here. They've got these cliffs. We call them the clay banks. And so it's not quite like the headlands of Pacifica, but it's still pretty cool. Jazz is loving the vibe over here. As we go on the Port Stanley Pier. They've redid this pier significantly when I was a kid because they didn't have this fencing on either side. It was just all open, so you could easily fall over if you were not careful. And it wasn't very safe, so they've made it much safer over the years here. Yeah, unfortunately, my buddy, Action Kid, who I've met before, and I've been a mod on his channel for at least 3 years now. Poor guy had a scooter accident. The worst part is someone watched him fall and the guy just stood there and like didn't even say anything, much less help. I never fell in, Cole, but every time I walked in here I was scared of falling in. So hopefully AK will be okay. I believe he's still in Toronto. He's got to pay for all his health care while he's here, which isn't fun. But judging by his energy level, I think he'll be fine. As you can see, this other pier is just filled with seagulls. Not sure if you can see that, but there's like a whole bunch of seagulls just hanging out on this pier. just doing their thing. Yeah, Cole, walking on the Golden Gate Bridge is a bit nerve-wracking. Especially when it's windy and foggy. As we head to this very old lighthouse. This has been here since way before I was born. I don't know what year it was built. Maybe they'll say something over there. But yeah, they've really upgraded this pier. They've even got benches now. Yeah, he'll rest up, Jazz. He'll be back on his feet in no time. Yeah, a horror movie at night where the guy chases you down this pier and you're like stuck at the end with nowhere to go. Yeah, that would be a good horror movie, actually. Oh, they put a little fence here so you can't actually walk around the lighthouse anymore. You used to be able to actually go all the way to the other side of the lighthouse. But looks like they've closed this off. You used to be able to go down here and like make your way around the lighthouse very carefully, of course. Not sure how deep this water is, but they say that if you do fall in, you can get actually stuck under the pier, you know, if the waves bring you under the pier, and then you're done for. Yeah, people would easily hop over this fence and probably even make their way up to the top of the lighthouse sometimes. Because see, there's like a little ladder, and you can, if you're brave enough, the sun's in my eyes so I can't even see what I'm looking at here, but if you're brave enough, you can make it all the way up to the top. I don't engage in those kind of antics. And you can see even on this side they've got these clay banks, we call them, or cliffs, which do jut out like that. You're punk, Jazz? So would you do that? Let me know, you guys like this lighthouse spot here? You think it's pretty picturesque here at the Port Stanley Pier? You want a photo? Sure. Hang on one second.
It's a lighthouse as well.
I think so, yeah. Smile. There you go. Thank you. Hey, welcome.
Are you doing
I'm doing live streaming on YouTube.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
So what is that? Sorry, maybe ask you, like, is that?
That is part of Port Stanley. Those are the clay banks, we call them.
Clay banks?
Clay banks, yeah. It's just these big cliffs. You can drive up there, and those houses, you see they have houses and they go all the way over there.
So it's just clay banks that, and this is Lake Erie.
This is Lake Erie.
Lake
Exactly,
Erie,
yeah.
and it's just clay banks then.
They call them clay banks, and they have the beach underneath there. Underneath the clay banks, and you can hang out. Enjoy yourself.
So you can, but you can't walk.
You could walk all the way there. Yeah, it would take a while. Or you could drive to another spot that's closer and walk it. There is a parking spot closer to the clay banks that you can go to. And so, and we have our good buddy Boom in the house. Hey Boom Productions, nice to see you. Boom has a great channel as well from Toronto. Feel free to post the link, mods, to Boom's channel. I believe Boom's a mod as well. But if Juanita wants to post a link to his channel, that'd be great. They have awesome pictures of this pier being frozen in wintertime. Interesting, they probably do. Ice Sculpture Canada Port Stanley Pier. I was just explaining to those ladies or not those ladies, but that couple where we are exactly. It looks like they probably just came here for a drive and don't even know much about this place. It's not really. Thanks, Juanita, my stellar mod. It's, you know, if you're from like the Toronto area, you might not know much about Port Stanley, but it is a very picturesque town, and never really driven like over to that side of the clay banks. It was always over on this side. We had these like bush party, I guess bonfire parties over on the beach underneath the clay banks. It's very isolated there, so you can kind of do whatever you want. Water is, can't hear much of it. It's like pretty calm, but it is moving. Lots of windy noises. Did not hear your talk with the young lady. Welcome to Port Stanley. Yeah, it's pretty windy out here. And we have our good friend Dirk. Dirk from Germany. Nice to see you on the live stream. Welcome to West Coast Walker, Dirk. I've seen you so many times in many different chats, and glad you could be here, Dirk. It is amazing, right? It's a beautiful part of Canada here. A very serene spot with this massive Lake Erie in front of us, which if you take a boat, I believe directly in that direction, you will get to Cleveland eventually. Jazz is loving it. How does it compare to the Pacific? Well, Lake Erie is hard to compare to the Pacific, obviously, but the Great Lakes are, when you put them together, they're like a massive sea. Not quite as big as an ocean, obviously, but the water does seem to go on forever. This is obviously all fresh water. So in this area of the country, we don't talk about water conservation or trying to save water, because you know there's just tons of water here. Never ever talked about saving water growing up. We're trying to use less water. We have too much water, I guess one might say. So that was a little tour of the Port Stanley Pier, which has this beautiful little parkette here as well. You can go over to this side and see what's happening. It's obviously quiet on a Monday afternoon, but I'll bet yesterday it was very busy here. Yes, Dirk, I will definitely, well, I'm definitely planning on being at the Triple T meetup. Henry did post some information about it already on his channel, so that's great. Juanita's loving this. She says it's beautiful. I agree. And I guess we're going to meet at like 10 a.m. at a hotel. And we'll go from there. Marg, welcome Marg, nice to see you. Yes, we are in Port Stanley, the beach town on Lake Erie, about 2 hours outside of Toronto. Great to see you in the chat, Marg. Marg was a superstar on all the live streams this weekend. Action Kid and Johnny and everyone at the CNE. We see a sort of old house nestled in the hills up there. That could be a haunted house. You could have a horror movie up there, Cole, easily. I believe this is some sort of water reservoir as we go over this little footbridge that spans this area, and we've even got a little waterfall here. A little man-made waterfall to sort of beautify this area. They've done a good job with this. This is fairly new. It didn't look as beautiful back in the day when I was growing up around here. They've really improved Port Stanley's, the pier where they made it beautiful, and this area too, called Hoffus Park. I wonder if it's named after Dave Hoffus, one of the doctors that lived here. It's a wonderful little place, right, Jazz? Let's just continue this way. Very peaceful, especially when it's not like packed with people. What time is it in my brain right now? That's a good question. I guess I'm on Eastern time now. I'm not sure what this stone thingy is here. I feel like I'm on where's the marina? The marina is, I could probably walk there, and I could go for a little walk over to the marina. It might take me 15-20 minutes. Yeah, I slept a lot yesterday, so I'm kind of back on Eastern time, I think. I woke up just before my premiere today, and I missed part of the premiere because I had to go get a Tim Hortons coffee and a bagel. Am I going to the CNE? I don't think I'm going to go to the CNE. I think I'm just going to go to the Triple T meetup, and I'm going to spend Friday night at my cousin's place in Toronto, and maybe Sunday as well. I'm not sure. I don't even know how long my trip is going to be exactly. Asphalt facility. So they have a bunch of asphalt in those big containers. Older house there for sale, but I would say that's more of a fixer-upper. Once it's fixed up, it'll probably be real nice. These guys have nice glass railings. It's windy for sure, and it's like I think 17 Celsius, so it's a nice, it's almost like San Francisco weather here today, so I can wear, you know, a little bit of a sweater and not worry about the heat. Am I driving around Ontario? No, not really. Just came here. This is about 15 minutes from so I just took his car and came here, and then I'll probably just stick around St. Thomas. I might take a bus or a train to Toronto, and then my cousin will like pick me up from wherever I get dropped off and hang out at his place. And the next day for the meetup, I might just take the subway or something. I believe we're meeting at the Westin Hotel. I like the landscaping here. Very beautiful backyard. Yep, nice house for sure. Thomas and back. It's not really for transportation purposes, but it's a tourist train. And so you can drink champagne on there, and they'll have like, it's kind of like a little party train that you'll take just for like about half an hour, 45 minutes to St. Thomas and back. So it's pretty cute. And this, we're going over a drawbridge. So sometimes this bridge will be open. Yeah, this is the main street now. So sometimes the bridge will need to be lifted. As you can see, some nice waterfront buildings there. Got the inn on the harbor. Looks like some condos maybe. And that gray building is very nice as well. They've got a spa there, it looks like. The businesses around here have changed over time. Okay, Boom. Nice to see you, my friend. We'll likely see you at the Triple T meetup in real life. And so you've got like a little seating area. And we've got David C. Nice to see you, David C. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the West Coast Walker channel. And we are in Port Stanley, Ontario at Lake Erie today. This is what they call the Lions Club, I think, or they're the ones who probably sponsored this little parkette. The sort of charity club. Right here we have actually the Port Stanley Public Library. Small library, but Port Stanley itself is pretty small. I can't remember the population, but I think it's under 10,000. Nice place to sit and relax, right? This is the community hall. It's all decked out in colorful stuff. Home hardware store. Art and Soul Cafe. Yeah, libraries are great. Now this is Candy Store, Candygram. This is Broderick's Ice Cream Parlor, which even when I was a kid they had. Little buffering. Yeah, I noticed that. It did say, this time it showed on my screen that it was buffering. Oh, Juanita says the population is only 2,148. Okay, that's good to know. Thanks, Juanita. Yeah, little buffering. It did show on my screen that it was buffering when I was in there, so at least Prism is working. So we've got a coffee shop here. You can smell the coffee coming out of there. Let's walk towards the marina. And we have Emily with us. Emily and the Retrievers. Hello, Emily, and hello to the Retrievers. Nice to see you again. We're in Canada today, Port Stanley, Ontario. And I'm showing them around this little beautiful beach town, which is close to where I grew up. Juanita loves her coffee, as do I. It is a great place to visit. Little buffering, eh? Okay. I think it's just because I was indoors at that store, maybe. Walk towards the marina. The doggies say rough to you too. Well, thank you. And it's great seeing you here, Emily. relative, my sister's father-in-law. Reminds me of the small beach towns in Florida, but quieter. Absolutely. It does have the sort of the same thing where maybe a church. Okay. We'll head back towards the beach where we were having not too many issues. Here, we call it LCBO. These houses perched up there. Strange it would be buffering here so much. Okay, great jazz. Thanks, Juanita. Thanks, Medano. I'm not sure how long it buffered for. It did say it was unstable, but it was kind of on and off, so. Got a cute little Tonka truck here. Wonder how old that is. So are you going to be at the meetup, Addie? One sec. Just on the streams, eh? Oh, no worries. Not everyone can make it in person. Beautiful day, right, Juanita? Cannot ask for better weather than this at Port Stanley Beach. Let's go see what kind of food they have here at Mackey's restaurant. Hello. I'll just have a cheeseburger and a small fries, please.
Is that everything?
Yeah.
Is that for here or to go?
For here, please.
I'll call 20 around. Over there once it's ready.
Perfect, thank you. So let's... Unfortunately, I forgot my tripod thingy.
seagulls eat? Where do seagulls eat when they're not eating? Like,
Oh, I see we got a shadier table. The dog looking at came over and said, that's great. What have you got? I've got chili. Thank you, Sue. Poor thing was hiding under the frame. He was, I know. That's why I was telling you with this one. Under the shade without bothering others. There we go. Now we can see the shade. Oh, this is happy with the hair.
And I've got a lettuce and tomato and peas and a burger.
I thought I actually ended the live stream, but it looks like it's still going here. Let me know how the signal is now. I came outside. Have a good one, Dirk.
Did you ask specifically for their address and to know that they got
I think maybe it comes that way anyway. Condiments table seem to have lots of people that have condiments. So, like if they were it wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if you walked in.
Have a traditional burger.
We often come with beauty stuff.
Stuff all over the place
All right, we're back.
before they stick the meat on. Which is why I thought a cheeseburger might be better because
I'm going on the other side of the bed. Come on.
it has something to alleviate. What's
Excellent. Stanley doesn't have the best mobile signal, but out here on the patio looks okay. Got French fries with the special Mackie sauce on it, which is kind of a sweeter sauce. Got a cheeseburger and a fries for $12 and something. And it's pretty good. I always bring my own Coke Zero when I go live streaming. Beautiful day to have a nice outdoor lunch.
you can go into drums.
You like Coke Zero, Jazz? Yep, that's my favorite soda. You like fish and chips, Addie? So do I. They have that here, but I just felt like getting a cheeseburger. You like the chips, but I think it's all unhealthy, to be honest with you, Apple.
Would you have stones?
Fries are
Do you have something like that?
not super healthy. Yeah, $12 isn't bad. Absolutely. I mean, these are like, you know, better than your average Burger King burger or whatever. The fries are really good.
When you rode, you saw that they were all falling out.
Oh, because I eat unhealthy all the time, Apple.
Cycling was quite
So it's nothing new for me.
sliding on the corners and crashing. Did you see any crashing?
We saw no crashing. It was good. I mean, I'm so pleased we were, you know,
Exactly, Jazz. Very few fried foods are healthy, but boy, they're tasty.
All the venues were out of Paris. Yeah, nearly. Did that mean that the whole of the city was closed? A lot of the city was closed.
Exactly, Juanita. I got to get back in the gym and start eating healthy again. Oh, I'm pretty sure it's a real guy. Because I don't use Apple, so. Apple said he just moved to Toronto, actually, so. And actually, I've seen Apple on, I believe it was CPAN's chat before. Most tasty things are not good for your body.
James, what a train over? In the morning? Yeah. Early?
yeah, first flight out, last flight back.
And did you walk
It was a
between?
very long day. Yeah, we walked everywhere. We walked everywhere.
You didn't actually see any of the main hall.
And CPAN is actually your best friend.
We saw Whitney, Stadium Whitney, I think it was,
That's cool.
between the airport and town.
He does great live streams. Is he still live streaming?
Oh, there were three, I thought it was like
Because the swimming was in a rugby stadium, wasn't it? They built a swimming pool in the middle of the rugby.
You call it bad taste goods, right?
One of the reasons why not was it wasn't quite deep enough. Oh, for that? No, for record.
You just ended.
It was only 2.3 meters deep.
I actually thought I had ended my live stream. I clicked end when I was in there, and then I came outside, and my phone was like still live streaming.
And the effect of the extra depth allows somehow makes the swimming times shorter. So they had very few. And they trained it, of course, before. It was legal. It's not making that much difference. They're telling you. That's right. Well, it might have been a very boring job. That
it was fine.
straight meat, cheese, lettuce, and
That was pretty good. That was very good. Sorry, I just muted for a sec just so I could quickly blow my nose. I didn't want you guys to hear me that, but my nose is a bit runny right now. I can't really smell much on the beach today. It's just a nice clear day, but certain times you can smell the water. I didn't want to gross you out, Jazz. That was actually a very delicious burger and fries. Just the right amount of fries and food they gave me there. I don't feel too full, but I feel full enough.
When we came home from Vietnam, we're supposed to be at the house waiting for me. He's like, would you like a new thumb drive? This is very useful. Thank you for letting me stay in your home. So I'm thinking, yes, this is perfect. It's good size. It's just perfect. It's got, normally this is so my thumb goes my back home. But it's got this secret one when you see it back. So.
Plush Mickey, hello sir, how are you? Nice to see you. Exactly, just satisfied. They have pretty good food here. This is like an iconic place that people have come to for many, many years. I am doing a selfie.
She's staying at our house for free, so she's very happy there.
Probably hang out for a few more minutes here. Then I'll head back to my dad's place. And probably just relax most of the afternoon.
Produced a map.
Yeah, see, that's always the way. I warned him to use the video, but they're after your back last night. It was like,
And she held it so that.
Sorry about the buffering earlier. I don't know why it was doing that. I guess they must not have the greatest signal here. My flight was good. It was the flight itself wasn't long, but then it was on time. But then when we landed in Toronto, we had to wait for like 45 minutes before we could even disembark because the I don't know. I guess they were overloaded or whatever, and they just didn't have any space for the plane to park. Yeah, thanks, Juanita. I don't like it when that happens. I mean, obviously, I watch many live streams where it buffers, and it's very annoying to watch while it's buffering. So, thanks for sticking with me. I mean, there's many of other live streams and channels you could watch. So, but appreciate you guys for staying here for almost 2 hours on this very calm and serene day here in Port Stanley. The water is very calm. The weather is very mild. It is out of my control. I know you just walk, you do your best, and then all of a sudden it starts buffering for no reason. It's like, I don't know why. There must be just bumps in the signal here and there. Some people, well, it depends where you are. I think that's all it comes down to. Oh, perfect. 19 likes. Thank you, Addie. Yeah, please remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I probably will go live again from Canada a few more times while I'm here. I'd like to do a live in Toronto, as well as other places. Hello, CPAN. Nice to see you, CPAN. I heard you were just going live as well in Toronto, so good to see you in the chat. We are in the cute little beach town of Port Stanley, Ontario. So welcome. I can show you guys the beach a little bit here. I'm not using the gimbal right now. My phone does appear to be kind of overheating. It's pretty hard to go. But this little eatery called Mackey's here, that's pretty famous. So no memberships yet, Addie. You have to have a certain amount of subscribers and watch time to get that. Oh, great, CPAN. Yes, I hope your live went well, and I assume you're going to be at the Triple Team meetup, so we'll be seeing you there on Saturday. Today we walked around Port Stanley. We showed the Port Stanley Pier and a little bit of the town, but there was some buffering going on. But now here on the patio of Mackey's, it looks okay. Today's a pretty quiet day at the beach, but it's a Monday afternoon, so what do you expect, right? Excellent, CPAN. I'll see you there at the meetup. You, Henry, Liam, Yoshi, Vasily, and who knows who else is going to be there. I don't know, maybe T-Shods. Be cool if Johnny and Ken showed up too. Just give me 1 sec. And so it'll be an excellent day. I don't know what the weather will be like, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Reasonable around here so far, not too hot. Probably go for a couple more minutes here till we get to the 2-hour mark. And then I will head on out. But thanks all of you for being here. CPAN and Plush, Apple Intelligence, Marg, who I'm sure will also be at the meetup, Jazz and Juanita, Addie Love, Modano, David, and Dave. Boom was here earlier. Glad you enjoyed the picturesque little beach town here of Port Stanley, Ontario, with those nice beach houses that we saw earlier that were like in different colors. And then we saw some more cute little streets with smaller beach houses. And the marina, which had a bunch of boats, but couldn't show you much there because it was buffering. There was a little candy store that I went to, which was very cute. You're very welcome, Madano. Glad you could be here. It was good seeing you, and I assume you're also going to be at the Triple T meetup. Please remember to like and subscribe, just like Nightbot said. Yes, almost at the 2-hour mark. That's good enough for a little Port Stanley stream. But I will see you guys again some point this week. I'm not sure when, but I will let you know what day I'm gonna do a live stream. I might do it from my actual hometown in St. Thomas, which is not a beach town, but it's just sort of a little city. I could walk around there for a little while, and we'll see how it goes. All right, thanks everyone for being here. Thank you, Plush. Thank you, Marg. Thanks to our mods, and thanks to everyone else for tuning in. For those of you who are going to be in Toronto next week, we'll see you then, and bye for now.
Yeah, that's great with the taxi. Come on, lovelies. I think perhaps I ought to go and find the toilet. There is a toilet. So I'll go there. Yep.